Hello developers, today we are going to implement this amazing Tinder application in Jetpack Compose. We have a swipe functionality and we have cute animations, right? So let's implement this in Jetpack Compose. See, and I just give the resources here. Create an empty project, and this file I give in the Google Drive in the description of this video. Cool. Just input for the time sake. Here I'm going to create a new package of view because we are going to implement in MVVM approach. New file, home CV, and let's create a file. Okay, let's close this unnecessary files. Cool. First I'm going to focus on bottom bar. Composable function bottom bar. And it's going to use preview for side-by-side live edit functions. Row contains box of image, right? Let's implement this. Contains that image, right? Box of image painter resource or dot double dot. Need to import that R of our application. Modify property to set the linear gradient. Here is the catch. You can see in this image we are going to use the linear gradient. For that I am going to use draw content and draw right. Else we can normally use tint, right? So for this here I am going to use list of colors under brush property. Brush linear gradient. Pass the list of colors. Just copy the first color. 0x ff for 100%. Just import this. Option enter or alt enter to import this. Comma. Use the second color. Let's refresh this. Cool. Let's give the horizontal padding of that entire row like 30%, 30 dp, and background color as white color. And here also we are using a rectangle, right? So because of that only this gradient color applied here. We need to use another property called blend mode. Cool, it's not working. We need to use the same function for 5 more icons. To use this, I'm just passing as the list of icons, list of images for the 5 icons. You can verify the order from the mock. Just passing this into this row as a for loop. Okay. Index and the current responding image. Now this composable must be inside the for loop and pass the image. I'm going to give arrangement of space between to take the equal spaces. Vertical alignment, center vertical. Oops, I am mistake. We need to give it as a full max width of the entire row. Now looks fine. Wrap content height would be better. So here all the items are selected right into linear gradient, but we need to select only the current item. For this, I'm going to use remember mutable state of to click the corresponding selected tab. Let's move to into the entire new composable. Inside the composable function. Cool. Same only. And I am going to have another parameter of is selected. On select is a kind of function just passing here. Selected index equal to current index, which represent the current selected item. And on clicking that tab, we need to change the current index. Apply this draw content modifier only if it is selected. So if case we need to add here. ID here is modified. Else just use a empty modifier. Cool. And on clicking this icon, we need to update the current index. So clickable, just pass the on select function. Now when clicking this on selected index equal to current index. Cool. Now the bottom bar looks fine. Let's run this project. Bottom bar is now selected. So first part is completed. Next we are focusing on our main screen. Composable function main screen. Here I am going to use scaffold, by which only we can use top bar and bottom bar, right? Let's have a click of rounded corner shape, which implements the corner shapes are to be shown to be a rounded shape. We are passing the padding. This is mandatory. Cool. You need to set this image. Under the box scope, I'm just setting image. Second default parameter content description is null. Oops, we need to make it full max size. Still the space is there, so make it as content scale. Crop. Looks perfect. Now we are going to focus on action bar, right? So the action bar contains the 5 items. So let it be inside the row with padding horizontal of 16 dp and vertical of 20 dp. Right, these 5 items. So let it be inside the each item, let it be inside the box, which is a circular box. You can see the icon here. Let's say the size of 48. You can see 48 size. Let's initialize the color on here, color.kt. We can reuse our application. Let's copy this color code, paste. Make this content alignment so center, to make the icon center of the circle. Cool, right? Similar approach we need to do for all the 5 icons. But the icon sizes will vary. Keep in mind that. So I'm just going to use into a separate composable function for the sake of reusability. Oops, we can't use this action bar as a name because it's already there. I'm using action bar item. Okay, cool. DP, density pixels. I'm just passing this size as a DP. Color. And finally, that icon. Similarly, I'm going to use all the colors like red color, yellow color, blue, initialize here and reuse throughout the application. Now icon looks good, but we need to add some space, right? Vertical alignment, center vertically, and horizontal. We need a space equal, right? Space between. To spool, we need to make this action bar into bottom. For this, I'm going to use content alignment to bottom. Perfect. Now we need to focus on that name section, right? Biodata of our every user. For this, I'm going to use this action bar inside a column. $600 for semi-bold. We need to give SP for each font sizes, right? Let it be 10 dp, space between Hannah and Tamisa, right? And here it's a catch. We need to align the two text into bottom line. So align by baseline will work. Now looks good. Similarly, another thing is the like location, 1 kilometer away, right? So we need to reuse the same row. For reusing, and just copy this into a new composable function for better reusability of the code. Image is int and text is string. Command D or Control D for duplication. 1 kilometer away. Cool. UI is that we can adjust the spaces by giving padding here. This 2 is better. For animation purpose, I'm just wrapping this into a new box. The image is wrapped into a new box, right? So let it be a wrapper with full max size. Oops, it's in modifier of full max size, and I just flipped this image to 16 dp, right? We are going to apply a graphics layer for this image. So, so let's take a list of images. We can going to swipe, right? For now, I'm just going to use two images, person 1 and person 2, and going to use another value of current image, let's current index. Here I'm going to use mutable state, which will recompose the UI whenever the value changes, right? I'm going to use a scope of remember coroutine scope, which act like a lightweight thread for the swiping operations. Again, I'm going to use another variable like animatable. Just input this, right, with 0f. It can be the offset x, like the movement of the scrollable image in x-axis, right? And I'm set the threshold value of 250f. Beyond that, the image will scroll down. Cool. In graphics layer, I'm just going to use translation x-axis, which can move that offset x or the value, and rotation in z-axis, z-axis. Cool. The pointer input is the attribute which helps in detection of drag gestures. We can just swipe right, detect drag gestures. It can be detectable on drag. At the time of dragging, what can we do? The tunnel can be captured here. On drag, change dot consume scope dot launch, offset x dot snap to offset x dot value. Cool. This can be moved based upon the drag gesture, right? Once we leave the drag end will capture. Similar the scope dot launch. We are going to decide the direction. If it is the right side, let's move to 1000f at the second of 300 milliseconds, and coerce in 0 dot, coerce most. Cool. Until we can increase the current index until the last image size. That is that there. it is right direction, if it is left direction. Same method, we can use these three methods, but minus directions. There is no swipe is there, so I'm just using Spring. Let's run this project main screen. Cool, animation is working perfectly fine. Here I'm going to use another variable to track how much the swipe is there. So let it be a swipe progress. Let's update this while dragging. The swipe progress must be something like offset value by total threshold. Between -1 and +1. In all the other cases, once this drag is done, it can come to 0. There is no progress. Right. So let it be. I'm just going to use an indicator with green or red to check whether it is a left swipe or right swipe with the current progress. Okay. The overlay color. I can't give the green color. I'm just going to give color based on the swipe progress. Swipe progress bar less than 0.1 f. If it is a case, then it is a left swipe. Let's run this project. Giving color based on the swipe. It looks good, right? And next level, I'm just going to use the text field, which indicates like or no. I'm going to use create a text field under the box scope, right? I'm going to pass a few more parameters like text, color, rotation value, Cool. Let's run this project. Before that, we need to implement this, right? So text alpha. Let the value slice between zeros and one for the visibility range. And scale range also we need to parse it within 0 and 1, right? You can see the like and no with the zooming animation and visibility is there. And on final step, we can going to focusing on that icon change, right? Cross icon and the heart icon. On that action bar. So I'm just focusing on applying the background and border color differently to handle this case. If cross icon selected, when if we start swiping on left side, the cross icon got selected, right? If it swipe right side, the heart icon got selected. Okay, cross and heart. We need to handle these both cases. Cross icon selected, cross icon unselected. I'm just going to pass background image, background color as red color. If the background color is not equal to null, I'm just applying the background color. Else if border color is not equal to null, I'm applying the border color. And finally, else just make it as empty modifier. cool. Let's take a final run. And that cross icon and heart is got selected on swiping, right? Looks cool and clean. So that's all about the tutorial. Hope you enjoy this. The next part we can implement further of this Tinder application. Before going to wrap it up, I'm just going to add a icon for our application. So this is the new part. This is going to our application icon, right? I'm just adding this on manifest file. Just replace these two things with Tinder logo and run our application. Looks cool and clean, right? Instead of that green ugly icon, our new application icon will be used in here further. So that's all about the tutorial. Hope you like this. See you on next video. Thanks.